6 and 6 TV. Kevin and Elton coming at you with 6 topics in 6 minutes. Guys, what a game. Kevin, did you see that? I don't know what we just witnessed.
I know, man. That was impressive and shocking all at the same time.
I gotta admit, we went down by 30. I had to take a break. That was a bit much for my soul to see us getting smoked by that much blowout at home. But I'm still in shock. I gotta watch it one more time. Because I can't believe we closed a 30-minute gap in 14 minutes. It does not seem possible.
Yeah, I know. It was nuts. It was like the one game where I kind of felt like they were gonna get blown out, and then they came back like they did against the Bucks.
Let me be honest with me. Did you tune out, or did you make it through the pain?
I did tune out, and then when the fourth quarter started, it was like he obviously had the full court press there, and then I was like, hold on, let's see what's going on here. What's going on? And then, I mean, the rest is history, right?
Yeah, man. I don't need a Christmas present this year. Shout out to my wife. No Christmas present. That was it. I've got it. Okay, I want to go through the plus minus for the team because it's hilarious, or at least the main guys. OG Anunoby minus 27, Patrick McCaw minus 25, Ibaka minus 21, Kyle Lowry plus 5, Van Vliet minus 20. Here we go. Hollis Jefferson plus 19, Chris Boucher plus 24, Terrence Davis plus 31, Malcolm Miller plus 29. Come on, man! Like, who was there doing that? It was Lowry and a bunch of scrubs. Like, not just the bench. It was Malcolm Miller bench during that comeback. Amazing.
It was, it was very impressive. I mean, you got to give it to Nurse in that spot to ride those guys in a moment like that in the fourth quarter. I mean, I think Ibaka literally played 1.6 seconds. That's where he came in. It was like 1.6 seconds left in the game, and that's when Ibaka came in. Van Vliet, just rode the bench for that entire fourth. So you really got to respect Nurse to be, thinking and doing something unorthodox with that full court press and just riding that bench and leaving Lowry in there carrying the team. It was something should get a lot of kudos for sure.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about Nick Nurse in a second too, but come on, Kyle Lowry. Guys, enough. I don't want to see any more trade Kyle Lowry words anywhere on any Raptors forum. Do not message me. Do not talk to me about trading this man. He is the greatest Raptor ever. Kyle Lowry over everything. Kevin, do you agree? Are you with me on this?
I'm with you that he's been stellar. I mean, you disagree on this. I'm not saying trade him. I love him. I want him to finish his career as a Raptor. But when I start thinking about the future and winning another championship, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, man, look at other teams are looking at Kyle Lowry saying, hey, we want to win a championship. That's the kind of guy we need. Now, what can we give the Raptors to, entice them? If that's something that improves your team for the future, knowing that Kyle Lowry is not going to be re-signed by this team, maybe you have to, listen to those phone calls. I'm saying that from a business standpoint and a future Raptor standpoint. I love Kyle Lowry.
He's one of the greatest games I've ever seen him just take over. He basically just said F you to his own team, to the other team, to the fans, and he's like, I'm just taking over. Whether it was step back threes or straight line drives, I'm going to use that big beautiful booty to push people out of the lane. He just got everything he wanted, man. It was beautiful. We got 10 seconds to talk about Boucher. Give me Boucher quickly. Tell me what you saw from him today. Slimmed up.
Hey, man. You know what? You very rarely see people block people from three-point land, and he did it 3 times. That was super impressive. So he was everywhere.
His length is a factor, man. So, okay, you talked about Nick Nurse earlier, but again, the balls, the cajones to start a fourth quarter with a full court press, created a couple of turnovers right away. We saw it against Philly. Game was about to blow out too. And then we just saw Philly crumble under the pressure of the full court press. Nick Nurse, just amazing, man. Just amazing. What do you make of it?
Yeah, that was unbelievable what he did there. And I mean, it worked, right? Everybody was on the same page there when they interviewed Lowry at the end. They were saying, Lowry, how did you do this? And he immediately gave kudos to those other four guys, which I thought was, a testament of him being a leader. It was a good call out for him to call out the other guys, not himself.
You know what?
LeBron should take notes on that. LeBron, you always say
I like what you said. We've had a couple of videos where we talked about Siakam being a leader. I don't think he's the leader of this team, man. It's Kyle. It's Kyle. It's Kyle.
I will slap Siakam in the mouth, and everybody knows that. He
Okay.
knows who to beat him.
Last one is Isaiah Thomas got suspended today. He calmly shooting 2 free throws. During his free throws, 2 fans sitting in the first 5 rows were giving him the finger and were shouting expletives at him. FUB. You can keep the words up yourself. Repeatedly at him. He went up to them calmly after the second free throw and said, "Please stop disrespecting my name." And they said, "I'm sorry, we just wanted a Frosty." Because in Philly, if you miss 2 free throws, the fans get a Frosty. Fans got banned for a year. What do you make of the whole thing?
Let me swipe away my tears for Isaiah Thomas, okay, for a second. You know what? It's basketball. Fans are allowed to heckle. So I don't know what this is or what's happening, but this has now set a precedent. So I will not be swearing ever again at a basketball game because I don't want to be banned for a year. And that's what's going to start happening when you do silly things like this. I'm not saying that they should have, necessarily gave the finger and all that stuff. I'm not condoning any of that. But I mean, they're fans. They're allowed to heckle them at the line. Like, what's the problem? This is ridiculous to me. Ridiculous.
Yeah, you know what? I think I told you this before. I'm okay with the words. You should be able to say whatever you want. Unless you're being racist. In terms of just screaming profanities, I'm okay with it. That's part of having home court advantage. And generally, North American sports compared to Europe, for example, it's still very tame. I mean, if you're in the soccer world, like I am, like one of the most common chants, if not even against a team, against the refs, if you're sitting in a Premier League stands, one of the best chants is the referee's a wanker. You're never going to hear that in North American sports. So I'm looking at the words. The flipping the bird may have gone to the line, but Isaiah Thomas cannot go in the stands. If you see the video, he went calmly into the stands, but it's just a volatile situation if you're going to go voluntarily in the stands. There's always a chance of a Ron Artest situation happening.
Yeah, he's lucky that didn't happen to him. Could have been some guy out there to throw him down the stands too. Anyway.
All right, well, we're almost done. How are you feeling about the game tomorrow? I know Indiana played today. They lost today.
Yeah, they got lost. Bucks beat them by like 29 or something.
Did you hear Brogdon's comments? I don't know whether they came before the game or after the game.
No, what did he say?
He said, "I would have loved to play for this team, but they didn't value me as much as Indiana valued me."
The Raptors.
No. Brogdon against him playing his first game back in Milwaukee.
Oh, in Milwaukee. Oh,
yeah. So he said, I would have loved to play with this team, but they didn't value me as much as Indiana. And then he put up a stinker of a game.
Go figure. I mean, I just want us to be competitive tomorrow. I think there's no excuse. Both teams are on a back-to-back. Gotta keep on the gas, so to speak, and come out and play. They're a competitive team still, very similar record, so definitely you want to ride this momentum, and who knows, man, you could make it 2-0 on this road trip. Or you could start 2-0 and then head to Boston with even more momentum would be ideal.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Nick Nurse does tomorrow with Kyle. He played 42 minutes today, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know whether he rests him tomorrow. I think that the Christmas game has so much exposure on it. This game, I think, in
they gave us the shit slot, the 12 o'clock one that everyone's still sleeping.
Yes, obviously, man. Obviously.
Oh,
But yeah, if he rests him, I'm okay with it. So many eyes on that Christmas game, and I want us to smash the Celtics. I think we have a chance, if all goes well, to get back into second place in the East. So hopefully we can make that happen. We'll see. All right, guys, we're wrapping up. See you tomorrow night after the Indiana game. Good night. God bless.